Right there behind us is one of the most haunted places in Los Angeles, the Cecil Hotel. Best known as the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez terrorized Los Angeles from June 1984 to August 1985. During this time, the Texas native stayed at the Cecil Hotel on the 14th floor. He was convicted of 13 counts of murder, 5 attempted murders, and 11 assaults. Then, in 1991, serial killer Jack Unterweger checked into the Cecil Hotel, years after he was convicted of murder in 1976 in his native country of Austria. On January 26, 2013, Canadian student Elisa Lam checked into the Cecil Hotel. She was originally staying in hostel-style accommodations with other roommates, but when the hotel began getting complaints, she was moved into a room by herself. On January 31st, Elisa was declared missing. 3 weeks later, on February 19, guests began complaining about the low pressure and the taste of the water in their rooms. Shortly after, Elisa's body was found floating inside a closed water tank on the hotel's roof. Her clothes were at the bottom. Building is not abandoned. You can tell that there are air conditioning units, clothing, curtains, and there's an ambulance, fire truck in front of it right now. So we're wondering if it might be like housing.
I'm ready for my close-up. I'm ready.
You are?
Get a look. Wait, let's do it right. Hold on, wait a minute, bro. I gotta get a close-up. You gotta give me a close-up right quick, man. You know, it's not often you get on a magazine. You know what I'm saying? It's going on GQ.
We came to see this hotel, but if you're visiting LA, this is not like your pumpkin patch place where let's go bring the kids and hang out and walk around. It's more of a rougher area, and I love coming downtown. You too, right?
Yeah.
We love taking pictures, exploring the downtown area, but just so you're aware of that if you're visiting. Pretty dark history. And today we're going to be exploring some places that are very iconic in Los Angeles to get into the spooky fall season.
So I was just researching some haunted tours in LA, and I wanted to find some history about which buildings were haunted downtown. And I came across this self-guided tour that you could do, and then it listed a bunch of different historical buildings, and then there was a narrator just telling about some of the spooky things that have happened there, some of the true crime. And we really enjoyed coming downtown and going on that tour, and that's how we found out about the Cecil Hotel. And then the girls also knew about it from other YouTube videos, and they told us a bunch of things that we didn't even know either.
And then when I told my mom about it, she knew all about this hotel. It's very famous. And she's like, oh, don't go there. Like, spirits can jump on you. And I was like, it's fine. So I have my cross here, so I'm protected. Vampires are not gonna get me or anything like that because I'm safe. So the next stop is gonna be the Bradbury Building.
There's a lot of walking tours that you can do in downtown Los Angeles that you have a guide telling you about the historical buildings, but a lot of them cost, like $80 a person. So I was happy when I found the self-guided tour because we could just go at our own pace. We could listen to it in our car if we wanted to. Sometimes we didn't even get out. So it's good to do both, but if you're on a budget, the self-guided tour is better.
Or you can just crash theirs.
Yeah.
Like it's in the public, so you just go and stand next to them and listen to what they're saying.
Mining, like he was a miner, and he made so much money that he said, I want to donate right here.
I actually don't want to crash there. They're all happy. This is such a cool building. Angelinos owe thanks to the spirit world for this unique piece of architecture. Rookie craftsman George Wayman was unsure about this, his first assignment, so he contacted his dead brother Mark through a device similar to a Ouija board. Spiritualism was popular at the time, and when he supposedly received the message, "Take the Bradbury Building and you'll be successful," he went ahead with the $500,000 project. In 1908, the Bradbury's head janitor was also searching for divine inspiration when he was unable to locate his assistant, Carl King. Last seen on the third floor, King seemed to have disappeared into thin air, and on payday no less. Tragically, he was found many hours later at the bottom of the freight elevator shaft, his skull crushed and many bones broken, the victim of a tragic accident. And that's why I like to come downtown, because I get to see intricate buildings. They have that type of architecture, which there are not that many in LA. I feel like they just bring things down instead of just letting those buildings stay for a long time. So I really enjoy that aspect of Los Angeles, and we love taking pictures. I love taking pictures with different types of walls, so it's just always fun for us.
All around the city of Los Angeles, you can find these little landmark things, and they're in front of historical buildings, and they have them even like where we live in North Hollywood, and they just tell a little bit about the history of the buildings, and they're kind of fun to read. That's another thing that you could do by yourself if you're just walking around. You could find all of these, and here's a little map. It shows like all the points of interest.
So we're going to the Last Bookstore now. It used to be a bank, and they fill it up with books, and it's a very unique, very cool place to visit downtown Los Angeles, so definitely visit it if you can. Once a bank and now home to the Last Bookstore, Spring Arts Tower was largely abandoned before downtown's renaissance, but reports of ghostly night watchmen, his keys jingling as he did his rounds opening and closing doors on the third floor, continue to this day. Also, a small girl carrying a ball and wearing a white dress has been seen on the stairs at the side entrance. Creepily, the Los Angeles Times archives revealed that night watchman Al Breitenbaker fell down the cargo elevator shaft from the third floor in July 1927. As he bled to death in the dark, his groans were heard by Citizens National Bank employees, but they didn't find him until it was too late. So this is very famous. You see it a lot on Instagram, and people posting, sharing this little tunnel, which is pretty cool. You like the Last Bookstore?
Yeah, I love that place.
It's such a fun place to visit. You can spend a lot of time there.
Every time we go there, I wish that we had more time.
Yeah, and we could spend a lot more around downtown taking pictures and walking. Well, walking is kind of questionable just because of the smells, but we can spend a lot of time around here, but we have other stuff to do today. So Alexandria Hotel opened in 1906 as the most luxurious hotel in town. The Alex was home to Fred Astaire, Sarah Bernhardt, Humphrey Bogart, Charlie Chaplin, and more. It has some supernatural residents too, including a woman dressed in black who glides along the corridors and a mysterious young female who dances in the court ballroom. It's also a place where some unfortunately souls checked out for good. In 1922, the Los Angeles Examiner declared Ghost Woman sought when Oregon man Vaden Boge drank cyanide in his coffee and gasped that his wife was the one who poisoned him. Police combed the city, but it emerged that there was no Mrs. Boge. The unhappy fake husband had created an elaborate hoax suicide, and as the next day's headline read, had feasted to death alone. So now we're just walking back to our car. We have one more stop, and it's gonna be at the Pico Hotel, but we don't know if we can go in or not, but as long as we get to see that place, even from the outside, it's cool. So we're at our last stop, which is the Pico Hotel, and it's right where Olvera Street is, a very landmark place in Los Angeles, where the Olvera House is, the Adobe House, which is the oldest building or house in Los Angeles. Pico House. The hotel was built by Pio Pico, the last Mexican governor of California. According to the Los Angeles Paranormal Association, security staffers have in the past reported hearing mysterious footsteps resounding on upper levels and seeing shadowy figures leaning over balconies. So that was our little spooky tour that we did ourselves. Thanks to Emily, because she found out this online through doing research to be able to skip the fees from the tours, right?
Remember, you can get into any season wherever you are, no matter what. You just have to be a little creative and do a little research, and you can make yourself have a great time.
Yeah, as long as you're into it, and you don't have to spend that much money, honestly, as long as you get into it. So thanks for watching, and then we'll see you soon. To do the self-guided tour of haunted LA, go to LA Magazine and do it at night if you dare.